Welcome back to my channel. Just before I proceed, please, I would like to ask you, do like, comment, and subscribe as part of your support for this channel. And also put on your notification for videos when they do drop. And also you could be aware of events that are coming up, just as many series of live and workshop events will be coming up soon as well. So thank you for that in particular, for your support uh, for the channel. And what am I going to be talking to you about today? So this is about understanding the differences between fixed term position in the NHS and permanent roles within the NHS. And what are the key differences? And should you actually pursue um, any role that have a fixed term arrangement in it? And what actually is the benefit from an international student's point of view? So fixed term position, as is clearly defined, is a role that is intended to last for a specific duration of time. In some cases, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And majority of fixed term opportunity are usually designed to help cover maybe staff sicknesses for a specific duration of time. In some circumstances, you could be covering maternity leave. However, you should be fully aware that once those individuals that are absent from their role return to work, most definitely the contract will be coming to an end, unless in circumstances whereby the role itself is actually one of those roles that has been designed to help support the department following a new project whereby they've made a fixed term due to budget constraints. However, in future, if that opportunity for expansion of the role into the existing workforce comes about, definitely then you could have your contract change into a permanent position. So what are the key choices there for you, and why fixed term position should not be um, something that you feel discouraged about when making an application? And the reason is very clear. As an international student, you are already on a student visa, or in some circumstances, you've gone into your graduate visa, and now you have a very restricted and limited time duration. Graduate visa, as is clearly stated, lasts you for 2 years window, and you have to make the most of it in order for you to be able to get the necessary sponsorship that will allow you to reside in the UK. But what do you do in order to make most of any opportunity that comes your way? First and foremost, if you are given a fixed term position, please take it. And this is the reason behind it. When you see a job that is a fixed term opportunity, it actually even serves you better because it allows you to get foothold into the institution, particularly NHS itself, as we're looking at NHS. It allows you to get into the system, and it gives you the opportunity to understand how the system works. And why is it actually even beneficial? Because there's a mutual benefits on both sides here, for the managers recruiting you and for yourself as well as the potential employee, given the fact that first and foremost, your visa will last for a specific duration of time. The job is also going to last for a specific duration of time. So they are not as worried as much as if they are appointing you into a permanent position whereby they know you have a visa constraints, and after all the necessary investments on training, incorporating you into the workforce, getting you to the point of position where you're fully settled into the role, and they know they will not be able to sponsor you, which then creates a potential dilemma for them in terms of having to let go of you in at the end of your visa, most definitely, and they have to recruit another person and go through the same process again. So if you have a fixed term opportunity, you grab that opportunity and use it to upskill yourself, get a great deal of knowledge into how the NHS work, develop yourself into the system, know your work area particularly well, look at opportunity to grab all the necessary skills, understanding developmental goals that you want to achieve, and use that to proceed into your next career opportunity. And in some cases, if your fixed term is a band four position, what do? You use that band four position to shoot forward for your band five position next in any other hospital, or possibly within the same trust you're working if that opportunity comes about. If it's a band five position, you definitely move on to your band six, band seven in another trust. And as discussed in previous videos, if you find yourself on a 6 month or 9 month or 12-month fixed term opportunity, This actually serves you well because within the same period you're working in this trust or this position itself, you then go on to the possibly series of training within NHS. So you could look at some things around NHS quality improvement learning platform to do trainings on patient pathway, elective waiting list management. You could look at series of leadership academy websites for trainings on various leadership programs that will help you. Go to King's Fund, for example. You will see series of training in there. NHS Select as well have series of wealth of resources and materials on training, particularly minute writing, communications, reports writing, organizing meeting, introduction to quality improvement. So all these trainings are part of the key attributes and quality and experience you need as part of your upskilling and developmental goal. And once you're able to incorporate this into future application, most importantly, when you're shooting for your band 5, your band 6, band 7, and you can communicate them adequately at your interview phase, when you are in the room, when you're being grilled, most definitely they will ask you all the questions about your qualities, your experiences, and what are the major skills you have you can bring into the role. If you can communicate them thoroughly and also align them with the job that you're sitting for, most definitely by the time you go to your band 4 or band 5 position, in this case, if you were doing a fixed term band 3 position and you shoot for a band 4 position in London at 31,000 in the likes of hospitals such as Guy's and St. Thomas's, Imperial, King's College, Kingston, where the salary threshold, they will pay you the additional high cost allowance area, which will shoot your band for salary up to the 31,000. Then you are able to achieve the 30,960 for the sponsorship on the new entrant pathway. This is specifically for students, not dependents. As a dependent, you will need to meet the necessary salary threshold under the 38,700, or if you're very fortunate, if your role falls under the shortage occupation list, then that could also be a pathway for sponsorship for you as a dependent. But if you're a student, you have more leverage in here, being able to be sponsored under the 30,960 new entrant pathway for sponsorship. So you can then do that if you're already in a band 5 position outside of London, which starts from 29,000. That will fall below the necessary criteria for sponsorship, therefore making it difficult for you to attain sponsorship unless the role falls under a shortage occupation list as well, in which the manager can then work with HR to get you sponsored. However, what you can then do is you look for your band 6, probably outside of London because of the cost of living, and also making sure that if you're looking for a band 6 outside of London, these probably will start from 36,000 in that case, or 35,000 in some cases, and then that will probably open up the opportunity for you to be sponsored under the 30,960 pathway on the new entrant. Now, all this is going to take place within a specific duration of time. So, what are we talking about here? The specific duration of time in there is that you've already gotten a fixed term position, which is probably going to last you for about, let's say, the contract is intended to run for about 12 months in this case. So, you probably should be aiming that you are going to be in that job for 6 months. Now, the best way to strategize is not to be reckless with your existing annual leave you have. Make sure you do not take any unnecessary holidays unless required, and you preserve all your holidays to be used to help you get through all your interviews that will be coming up. And by the time you put that plan in place, 6 months into the role, within the same 6 months, by the time you're hitting your 6 months mark, you start putting forward application for your band 6, band 7, or any upward banding that will get you to a sponsored position. And by the time you're able to get into that position, you then start utilizing your existing annual leave for all your interviews you're going to be having. If you're very blessed and fortunate enough, you could be one of those people that will pass their interview at first go, but give yourself the necessary um, cushion that you might need to attend one or two or three or four interviews before you get it done. Whatever the numbers it might take, your main goal here is to make sure you pass your interview. And by working thoroughly, making sure you familiarize yourself with the job description, the trust, the department, the job you're going for, the qualities they require in the role, what is the departmental challenges they are having through your revision and research, what is their trust values, what are their major success, what do you think yourself, looking at the job description in front of you, what do you think you can bring you to those roles, or what have you learned in your current position that you think are transferable skills you can bring into that role? Once you're able to address that and actually articulate it in a very concise, coherent, and adequate manner in an interview, you could then be rest assured that you've done enough to get a job. And most certainly that will be the case. And experience has shown it in many people I've been able to work with. So what you need to do now is make sure that you have a plan, have a strategy, and make sure you put all the necessary steps in place to make sure that you can achieve the success. And with all these being in place, you then actually start making sure that your application are actually sponsorship focused. Sponsorship focused in the sense that within the 6 months you've been in fixed term position, whatever the banding may be. If it's a band three, you're looking for band four or band five in London. Band five in London is about 35,000, starting with specific trust, which sits within the high cost living areas. Then that will get you sponsored under the 30,960. If you look forward to your band six in London, that is 44,000 starting salary. That will also get you sponsored on both ways, either new entrants or you will qualify for the sponsorship under the existing system of the 38,700. If you were to apply outside of London for your band six, band seven, that will get you sponsored as well. So you are already equipped with all the necessary resources, making sure through the fact that you've gone through a fixed term position, getting yourself into a permanent role that will get you sponsored. And all these will take place during the period when you have probably 7 months, 8 months into your 24 months post study visa. And with that in place, you are well resourced and well prepared to make sure that you do not exhaust your post study or get to a phase whereby you're panicking before you start looking for your sponsorship. And with this strategy, with this plan, and with this logic being in place with guys that have been fortunate enough to know, work with them in their sponsorship journey, we have been able to see success story, and I'm sure a lot of you are fully aware of the success story as well. So I hope I will be able to see you at the next event. And please put on your notification. Put on your notification. Please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope to get to see you at the next event. Thank you. Take care. Bye.